The Alpha Sessions.
Hello everyone and welcome to Alpha Sessions. In the studio I have Nika Timos.
Hi.
Welcome, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And it's good to have you here. We've got a lot to talk about. So you've been writing and releasing music for quite a while now. What were your musical beginnings?
Well, it started in childhood. I to be fair, I don't remember. Recently I tried to realize when I started to make music and decided that I want to be a musician, and I really don't know. I remember I went to music school, but quite a lot of people in Russia go to music school. Not everyone finished because it's quite cheap. So, but not everyone finished because it's difficult. Not every kid wants to do this every day. But yeah, I've managed, and it was boring, super boring.
And I mean, it's interesting that you're from Russia,
Yes.
and I want to know more about the musical scene in Russia, and how that affected the way you went into music, the way you started out.
To be fair, I would like to know more about it too, because I don't know a lot. I know about classic music as I learned it, but I always been a fan of British and American music, always. To be fair, now I don't even know what's going on in Russia, and I don't know anything about it.
So when you go to music school, that was in Russia, I'm assuming.
Yes.
You went to music school in that
Yes.
place. Is it all classical? Do you get any options? Is
Yeah,
that
no,
what it's all around?
absolutely only classic music.
And what about musical theatre?
They force you to go to musical theatre. They give you tickets and they force you, so you will have a bad degree if you will not go there.
Wow.
So yeah, because I think this is reason why a lot of kids don't like it, because they force you to do it.
Wow. Well, I'm glad it didn't make you fall out of love with music.
Yeah, I'm
in
glad
general.
to be fair.
I mean, in a way, it pushed you to go into it further, but in your own way, which is a good
Yes.
thing. So when did you come over to the UK?
More than a year ago in September.
So just before the lockdowns started?
When it started.
When
I just
started?
literally came to lockdown.
Oh my God.
And spent all my lockdown. And it was quite difficult because after watching Sherlock, I was dreamed to go to the UK, and I imagined it how I will live here, and then I just came here and I could do nothing. And I lived in Oxford, but not in Oxford. I lived in Insham. It's a small village next to Oxford, and there is nothing there and no one.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the music scene like? Because it can affect you, the way you do music a lot, kind of, when there's nobody around you really doing it. Sometimes it's a good thing, because there's space for you to be the musician of
Yes.
the area. But was it more of a negative thing, that there was not a lot of music?
First time when I moved, yes, it was negative, but it's only because of lockdown. It was difficult. I changed my country, I changed everything, and I could not work because I still didn't have my visa, and and I was super excited about making music here, but I couldn't. Just all I could do and be at home. So yeah, it was quite difficult. So when it's first open mic started, I just started to do it every day, on a tour everywhere. So yeah, it was quite fun after this.
So I know you said earlier that you make a lot of music at home. You're quite an independent, you make your own beats, you produce
Yes.
stuff as well, right? And you write at home. So I guess the lockdown wasn't such a bad thing for you, in a way, because you had a lot of time at home. So was that a good thing for you?
Yeah, now I'm looking to the past and I'm thinking it was a really good thing, because I learned a lot. I attended online courses with Ryan Tedder from One Republic, and he taught a lot of things, and it was amazing because he showed what particularly he is doing in his studio and how he create his music. So I just took everything from this. It was just a month courses, but I learned a lot, and then I had a lot of time to practice it all. So I think 1 year I just grew up a lot in music production, just because a lot of time, and I literally forced myself, because when you're at home, you just and it's cozy, you just want to do nothing.
Which a lot of people
But
do.
because of these courses, they gave us homework, and you had a deadline all the time. So it was
Oh wow.
quite good for me.
But you haven't always done this. And I find this fascinating that you worked in a plant, right? You worked within a metal plant. And I just think, because a lot of people come from different backgrounds, they have other jobs. But how did you go from the studies of metal to this?
Yeah, well, it just was, I think, my parents who always told me that I should have a degree. I think a lot of kids struggle with this. So I just went to the university straight after school and chose the most easiest way, so I was able to go there for free because I was good at physics and mathematics, and so just started to do metallurgy.
I mean, it's great. I love it. But do you think, actually, you know what? It might have had an impact on the way you're naturally good at production, the way you pick up things about production, because it's very mathematical sometimes when you're doing music production and using all the softwares. Yeah. So do you think that kind of impacted it?
I think, it was good because, I'm an engineer, so it's make all things easier, much easier, I would say. Because sometimes even my brains usually people in art, they have art brains and engineers have engineer, and I can mix it.
You've got the mega brain.
Both of this helps. Sometimes it's ruin everything as well, because sometimes I'm just turn on my engineer brain, and when I need inspiration and it doesn't help at all, it doesn't work this, and sometimes you need to do engineer things and you're just I want to be a musician, I want to think about butterflies, and it doesn't help too.
I see that. But at the same time, you use production obviously when you're releasing music, and because I've listened to a few of your tracks and they are well produced and there's a lot going on. But the songs you played today for us, you played 3 songs, were all on a ukulele. So you've also got that side, the acoustic sort of singer-songwriter side.
To be fair, I had to do this because I always played piano, only piano.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought that a guitar, it's not for girls, because in Russia we have classic guitars, a huge one, and you don't know how to play on it and look pretty as well and girly. So I always played piano. Then just when I moved to the UK, I didn't have, I had a classic piano at home, so I didn't have any keyboard, and to play, he didn't have enough money to buy me a new keyboard, so I decided to play something easy, so I chose ukulele for open mics, and this is how I started, and then I just started to use ukulele to write new songs, so it affected even style of music, because ukulele sounds more like country or more like indie. So after this my absolute 100% pop came to indie pop. I think only because of ukulele.
Nice. It's good. You've got lots of influences that have made this unique sound and have made you a varied musician as well. But in terms of songwriting processes, then you've got these different pathways that you can go down to write a song. But where do you usually start if you have inspiration and you feel I'm going to write something today? Do you start with production? Because some people do start using technology straight away, and that will then inspire them to write the song. But do you write on a piano usually?
I think recently it was more ukulele. Yes,
it is.
Piano, because when I finally had my keyboard, I decided to play. I learned piano for 7 years, and I can teach, so I should play, and I couldn't play anything. It was embarrassing because I felt ashamed because I couldn't play it because I was out of practice, and it just absolutely nothing. I barely could play. Just I don't know. I tried to play Jingle Bells and I couldn't.
It's a good place to start.
So usually I use ukulele, but I think more cases it's just pop up in my head and I just record it, and then I work in Ableton. So I just put layers, more layers, and usually I don't even use any other instruments. I use my voice. So just like it's not a beatbox for sure. I can't do it. I'm just like humming something and singing, and then eventually I can see a whole picture. And then I create instruments and all this,
Interesting. So you work in a really melodic way then. You don't like write all the lyrics out and then apply them. You always start with like the structure, the melodic framework.
Yeah. Usually I just have like a small piece of song and then I create everything else. Like, it's not even lyrics because I don't speak English.
Yeah.
So how to say, I'm not thinking in English yet. So I'm still thinking in Russian. So I don't think about particular topic of the song. It's more about music. It also always starts with music, not about like lyrics.
Yeah. And does that apply to the first song you played for us, Knots? Is it called Knots? Was that an old one you wrote a while ago, or was that recent?
It was quite recent. I wrote it like 3 months ago.
And it's unreleased, right?
Yeah, it's unreleased.
So did this start the same way? You had this sort of melodic idea and you built it, and then
particularly this song, I just started to play ukulele, just played at home, and just how many chords there? Like 3, I think. 3. And I just started to play, and just pop up in my head as always.
Yeah. But as for the lyrics, now you say that if English isn't your first language, you don't think in English, then but the lyrics are in English for the song.
Yeah.
But what is it about, essentially?
Well, it's about a passion, about, I don't know, I always trying not to write songs about, like, love, because, like, everyone write, like, it's a classic pop to write about love, and, like, I'm always like, no, I want to make something more, like, thoughtful about life. But eventually it's always about love, about feelings, about passion. So it's just about love.
Misbehave, you The Alpha Sessions.
I want to talk about what you've released in the past. You've got quite a few singles out.
Yes.
And is there an EP as well that you put
No,
out there? Is it
I
only
prefer
singles?
to release like one song at a time. So yeah.
And you started releasing in 2019? All right, you put like single out really
My
late.
first was in 2019, but it was in Russia, so I don't count it.
Oh. Why? What's wrong with Russia?
Because to be fair, no, just because everything changed. Like 1 year
Okay.
since I moved to the UK, and everything changed. Like style, the production, the way I write songs, the topics in my lyrics, everything changed. Like absolutely, I am changed. So yeah.
So it didn't feel like the same part of your life. But do you not look at that and think that it's nice to see how you've changed? So you still keep that as like your beginning point.
Yeah, it's
And-
nice because I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
Now I look at this and I'm just like, oh, no, I'm glad I'm getting better.
You want to forget that it ever
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, I just want to forget this. Like probably delete everything.
So from the first single you released here, when you were over here, was that as an independent artist? That was like completely on your own when you released your first single?
Yes,
here?
yes.
How did you find that as an independent artist? Was that in the lockdown? Was that before?
Yeah, it was in lockdown.
It was in lockdown, which
Yeah.
makes it even harder.
Yeah.
So how did you find the whole process of like making? First of all, you have to make the song, you have to write it, produce it, and all of that jazz, and then pushing it yourself, doing all the promotion.
To write a song easier, of course, because more time.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. But pushing
Harder.
much harder. Yeah, because like especially because I've moved, I didn't know anything. And all I could do is just research, because it's music is, first of all, it's business, and business works different in every country. So yeah, I just had to just research all the time. So yeah.
And you featured on radio shows though, didn't you? You got out onto
Yes.
radio, which is key. I mean, here we are today on the radio. But did you work with anyone in the process in terms of promotion, or was it all completely on your own? Do you have a team at all?
No, like the BBC introducing it's quite easy. You just
Yeah,
upload
you
your
just
song.
upload
So yeah, and other like local radio stations, yeah, you just like a lot of emails, a lot of messages. I need to find any stations, what people working there, and it's like. I felt more like a police officer than like looking for information and like for everyone.
Yeah, it
So,
is a
yeah.
lot of work. It is a lot of work, isn't it? But then you went on after that point to release a few other singles. Along with the second one you performed today. The second one was Stupid Decisions. That's also
Second was
unreleased.
Stupid Decision. Yeah, it's all
also is that
unreleased.
a
Yeah,
recent-
only How Can It Be was released,
Third
and
one.
I already want to change it.
Well, how long ago was that?
How Can It Be?
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think, because it was in Russia too.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So that's another part you want to just.
Yeah.
Never existed.
I want to like not get rid of it, but I want to change it a little.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's natural though, because you see, it's nice to see progression, but you also, when you've progressed, look back and think, if I could just do that
Yeah.
all over again.
Yeah.
But everybody, at the same time, I think you have an audience who do still love that music, that
Yeah.
part of you, and even if you don't identify with it
Yeah.
anymore, there are people out there who still
yeah.
really feel it.
Especially when you write it by yourself, like you still, it's something that you created, it's your child,
Mhm.
and you want to like make it like better and better. So yeah,
Yeah.
always wants to. I always struggle like whether I should like do something with my old songs or should I write more newer songs. So yeah, it's always like I should think about it.
Well, some people write songs and then 5 years later, after forgetting about them, they come back to them and then think, yeah, I think it's time for this song now. And I don't ever see that happening with me. Obviously, you don't at the time. You don't look at it and go, maybe I'll come back to you in 5 years. But do you think that's something you would do? Come
Yeah,
back
to be
songs?
fair, it's always happening like this. It's always like everything come to me in the right time. And I struggle with this because I'm a person who likes to plan everything, everything, like every breath, like absolutely everything. And like, yeah, it's difficult. Just sometimes you should just sit and wait. Sometimes you just rely on like something like on luck, on things like this. But yeah, but eventually when I look in the past, it's just everything when it should be.
Mhm. And with Stupid Decisions, coming back to that one, the second song you performed for us, Is that likely to be released, or is that one you keep?
No, it's not released as well. Yeah.
You're just likely to keep it.
I'm not keeping it. I'm trying to find a good sound for it, because it sounds good on ukulele, but I don't want to release it just with ukulele, and I'm trying to find a good instruments, good sounds for it, and I still can't imagine how it will be in the end. Like, because I have some songs like that I, especially if I write them on ukulele, and it's more difficult because I imagine it like with real instruments, not electric sound, not like pop music. So yeah, and because I don't have still a lot of musicians that I know here, it's difficult without communication. But hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say, thinking of the way they sound and how they change, do you think having a band behind you would change the way they sound? Maybe they would just like lift them up.
It would lift the old songs, and it would, some songs would change, definitely.
Things to do on and on. That's why when it feels so less got me, I just ran away from home. My long from a beautiful sad I stole my plan to stone. That's why when you call I don't pick up my phone. Pretend I don't see you in front of me. I don't know where to go without seeing your face. I should die in a jail for breaking into my space. I can't make some stupid decisions until you watch me on television. And them's nasty light, maybe then you'll stand the fight. Why don't you say so? Oh no, it would be too cruel to keep like come and do it with my soul. There are many other very creatures, don't tie your life to mine. I could fake out that I'm fine, try in a different way, but you always make me stay. The gold on the messy ways hit me so hard, baby, you can fool my body. I should die in a jail for breaking into my space. I can't make some stupid decisions until you watch me on television. And them's nasty light, maybe then you'll stop the fight. Full of courage or just madness, you can scare us. Maybe you can deal with this. I am waiting when you're gonna blow. I'm in trouble, so I've changed my mind again. If you don't love me, I don't wanna know. I don't know where to go without seeing your face. I should die in a jail for breaking into my space. I can't make some stupid decisions until you watch me on television. And them's nasty light, maybe then you'll stand the fight.
The Alpha Sessions.
So in terms of gigging, I guess you haven't been able to do much in terms of, because of the lockdowns and everything, and then the past year, how has the gigging scene been for you, especially in Oxford?
Like last 2-3 months, it was quite a lot, to be fair. Like I felt tired, so I decided I need to stop. Also, I didn't have time to create new music, and I just can't without it. So yeah, but it was quite a lot. Also, like again research because I don't know anything about music scene there. Like I could just message someone, but yeah, you know, like waiting for these messages back for reply. So sometimes can take a long time.
Yeah, and it's also finding, like you just said, finding the balance between, like, if you start gigging, you neglect writing, but you gotta like try and balance everything. How do you find balancing all the different parts of the musical?
I never find the balance.
You're still looking for that.
I'm still looking for it. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Like I have a notebook where I'm like trying to plan what I will do. But when you create music, it's the worst part that you need inspiration, and sometimes it's coming to you just absolutely in an appropriate moment. So it's something that you really can't plan sometimes.
Yeah, true. Sometimes that's the main influence, though, for me, is like when you get inspiration in a really inappropriate time, and then you just have to like control yourself and say, right, put a pin in what I'm doing, and then you just go and you forget what you're doing, you go and write some music. And it's like sometimes you get wrapped up in everything else in your life, like having other jobs and things like that.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask you as well about your influences, about musical influences, because you said earlier that you listened to a lot of American music when you were growing up rather than Russian or classical. But who would you cite as your main influences?
I've always been obsessed with someone who create their own music and good in production. So it was Timbaland always, and like Ryan Tedder from One Republic as well, because for me it's just like I'm obsessed with people who can like find a balance between like engineering and real art, and like create something huge from it. So it's great. Also, like I think it's lyrics genius. Like Lana Del Rey has always been very good, and also people like who create something new. Like again, Lana Del Rey. Like everyone was obsessed with her because she wasn't like everyone. So I think like this.
So it's being unique and having that balance again. It's about
unique
balance.
Or like people who's really good in production.
But it's a tricky thing. Some people just spend their lives, devote their lives to production, and they still don't feel like they're the king of production even when they do it.
Yes, it's really difficult sometimes. For some people it's really just like they just kids can do this and it's so easy for them. So for me it's just like genius.
But I saw a video on your Instagram of you using a launchpad with your Ableton. I think that is insanely talented thing to do. Like, I can't express whenever I see somebody, especially when people do it live on stage and stuff, and it looks so easy when somebody from the outside looks in. It's just buttons. You just press a button. But there's so much going into it. Like, when did you get into that?
Yeah, trust me. Then you need just to rehearse every day within a year, and then you can post one video on YouTube.
Because it's crazy. There's a lot of work going into it. But how did you get into that? All of the Ableton, the Launchpad, and samples.
Ableton. I've been attending courses in Russia. And they used Ableton, so this is how I started. Before I used Fruity Loops, like I think everyone who begin. So I started to do Ableton, and I don't want to move from it. Well, because I just finally started to understand it and learn something new. Just like, I'm not ready for it again. It's too difficult for me. Just and then like I need a MIDI controller, of course. So I decided to have this MIDI launch key, and then I found out that you can play live music. Like Ableton is always like the first thing is good for live performance. I never used it for live performance because you need a lot of equipment for this. And then lack of money and lack of time to realize how to. Again, it's equipment; it's not instruments. So it's for me, it's more difficult.
So if you could, you would be performing live with that.
Yeah, I would do for sure.
And that would change everything, because the sound, like you were saying earlier about using the acoustic instruments in the ukulele, completely different. And do you sometimes feel like you're on stage and you play the songs like you did today for us, but people don't receive them the way you want them to be heard? Yes,
for sure. Like a lot of music, like when I have a proper pop, so it's a lot of electronic sound, and it's very difficult to show people this song playing ukulele. It sounds different, absolutely different. And like, for example, when I play some of my songs by ukulele, older generation is always likes it. But young people, no.
Yeah, I suppose you're appealing to the masses then, because you've got the young audience with all your technology, and then you've got the ukulele audience, which is a great thing. But other than that video that I mentioned from Instagram with the Launchpad, you're quite active on YouTube. But I saw you've got music videos, which is, I mean, it's also something I'm impressed by, because it takes a lot of work to even just plan the music video, and then you have to execute it and get all the people in, to the cast and like the crew and the technology, and that was for your latest single, Family as well, right? And I want to know more about that, about what the meaning behind Family and the music video.
It was tricky because of lockdown, so I was supposed to have a music video for my song Crash that I released I think a year ago, but I was going to go to Russia to have this music video because it's cheaper. And also I knew people from Cinema University in St. Petersburg, so they could help with it, and they've been really into it. They really wanted to do it, so we already arranged everything, and then just lockdown happened, and so when I decided, when I could go to Russia again, it just was too late, I think, and I had family, and I decided I really want video for this. So we just arranged everything on the Zoom, on WhatsApp. It was actually a first video when I tried more to rely on someone, and I decided I can't do everything by myself, because videos they did in the past, it's like you're thinking more about the script, you're thinking about other people, and you're a singer, so you're like the main character, and you don't think about the way you look, about what are you doing. You just think, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. next, and then So this time, I was trying to more think about the way I look in the camera, and the way I show myself. So
And what's the song about, essentially? Family?
No, it's about family.
It's a good start.
So this song it's funny because my family, because they don't speak English fluently, they speak English a little, but they can understand, but in music they're not trying to understand, and they don't know that this song about them.
You could say anything.
Yes.
I love this.
Yes. That's why I said everything.
The deepest, darkest secrets of your family.
Yes. So basically it's just a song about my family. And I'm a huge fan of I think TV series about family and family secrets and all like this. So it was great. It's just it wasn't on purpose. It just popped up in my head, and I couldn't do anything with this. And eventually, it just was I think I really love this song because it's a song that's really about me. Usually, I'm trying not to put a lot of personal information in lyrics, but this one. Well, it's a fun song, so it's not something sad that you can cry about. So why not?
Nice to have a bit of fun. But I wanted to actually ask about the chess thing. There's a chess theme to it. And is there a significance to that, or is that just a thought that you had, just an image that you had for the song?
We were thinking about what tell you what things remind you about family. And one of them was chess, because it's always a family against family. So this one was quite perfect for this topic.
But it's just a nice looking video as well. The whole aesthetic, the whole background. You're in a forest, right? It's really nice.
Well, it wasn't, to be fair, a forest. It was a park actually next to my university.
That's behind the scenes. That's secret, never to know. So the third song wasn't actually your latest single. It was an older song you wrote a while ago, right? The third song you did for us today, How Can It Be? That what that one's called. And I think you told me earlier that you're looking for others to work on this, or you found others to work on this.
Yeah, I already found a guy from Oxford, from another band. He's Italian. And so, yeah, I just offered him to sing this song together. And we tried it once, and I was like, I had a goosebumps because it was amazing. And also, he played guitar. So it like had a, like, how to say, like, more full, like this song, like like more dance sound. So yeah, it was great, and like our vocals sound like great together, in my opinion. I don't know.
We'll see. Okay, and this is one that you're looking to release potentially, or are you just thinking, or are you just having it, just keeping it in the background?
We already played it together on one open mic just to see what people think, and everyone liked it. So nice. I decided like we need to keep going to do something good with this, and yeah, I'm going to release it eventually.
Amazing. Other than that, in the new year, what can we expect from you? Have you got gigs lined up? Have you got more videos?
I definitely have a lot of plans.
This is good.
Yeah, I don't have particular plans with gigs, because it's always like, usually they come to me quite in a hectic way, because just they pop up one after another, because I don't know why it's happening like this, but I just trying to use any opportunity. So it can be like, oh, okay, I don't know about gig, and then just like, oh, tomorrow I have one.
I mean, that's the best way to be.
Yeah,
it's exciting going.
Yeah, and then I'm going to release new music for sure.
Amazing.
I think I'm going to concentrate on it. So yeah, in January I already one song can be expected, and then we will see.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to that.
Thank you.
And I'm very excited for what's to come. If people want to find you on social media, what should they search for? Where can they look?
Nika Timos. Everywhere. Let's pretend it's my real surname.
We'll go with it. Nika Timos. Well, Nika, thank you so much for coming in. It's been amazing chatting to you, and good luck
for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Why don't you think we have been trying in vain? I've made 1,000 steps to me, but all you've got is a plane. Don't look at me like I'm a great distraction. Don't set me free to be as is my pleasure. But you will never know this. 'Cause how can it be? I think I was, maybe it should not be me, the one who stole a hand, but I'm still on your way, step by step, every day. How can it be? It might be a disaster for all of your dreams. You can go away. I just hope you won't play with me. Oh. be tomorrow. There's no doubt that causes all the lingering of sorrow. And you, there's nothing you can do. So tell me where you wanna be, what you're really after. Are we gonna be another beautiful disaster? No, you will never know. 'Cause how can it be? I think of us, maybe it shouldn't be me, the one who stole your hand, but I'm still on your way. Step by step, every